Welcome. Today I would like to show you my cactus Mammillaria hahniana. Mammillaria is a genus of cacti which is very large, and all Mammillarias are characterized by ribs that are crossing. So there is no one set of ribs that are going from top to bottom of the plant, just like it often happens, but there are ribs that are crisscrossing each other. And also, Mammillarias have multiple flowers that are forming a circle around the center of the plant. And here, if we waited a little bit longer, there would be a full circle, although not necessarily. Probably there will be, but I don't want to risk it. Plus, I have not made a video for such a long time that I want to show you my Mammillaria, even if the circle of flowers is not full. So this is to this year's circle of flowers. As you can see, there are some flower buds here and some flower remains that because there were more flowers before. This is a remain of a flower that is already gone. And Mammillarias, like all cacti, grow from the center, and these parts are being pushed down. So you might see, let me zoom it in a little bit. I think now it will be easier to see it. So you might see that there is a circle here that is formed by the remaining parts of the last year's flowers. So they were pushed down, and here is a new circle which at the end of the season will be much lower than it is now. So that the circle will be much wider at the end of the season. Eventually it will grow to be a cylinder, although Mammillaria hahniana is not a very tall cylinder, but it will be a cylinder at one point. It is interesting because I have made a video about this plant already at least twice, if not 3 times, because this is my 4th season of making videos about my plants. So if you want to search my previous videos, or maybe I will even post the links to the videos about this Mammillaria from previous years, and you will see how nicely it is growing, and you will see the change in size between the previous years and this year. Mammillaria hahniana is not a difficult cactus. However, just like all cacti, in order to bloom, certain conditions have to be met. So first thing, the most important part, it has to undergo a rest period, a dormancy period. So the entire winter, this plant is spending in the basement. I keep her at quite a low temperature because my basement is not heated. So it's about 15 degrees most of the time there because it's close to the window. Occasionally it might even reach temperatures near 0, but that will be occasionally when it's really, really cold outside. So near the window, which is not very well insulated, it might be very cold indeed. So that's winter. And then, sometimes around mid-May, maybe even earlier, but sometimes even later than that, the plant, the cactus, can be taken outside. And then it will start growing. It can be taken outside only when the temperatures are not dropping below 0. And even if they are above 0 during the day and it is raining, it's better to keep the plant at home, because these plants can be in a very cold temperature when they are absolutely dry during winter time, during their rest. But once they wake up, once they are watered, they are very susceptible to rot, and to frost damage, and it's very easy to lose a cactus if it's wet at a temperature that is even around 10 degrees Celsius during the day, because if the temperature drops at night to that level, it will not harm it, provided it's much warmer during the day. I water it quite a lot during the growth season. By a lot I mean once a week, maybe even more often than that if it's very hot. But when watering cacti, it's important to make the soil completely wet, to make all the pot, even to the bottom of the pot, to be wet, because there are very fine hair roots everywhere here, and if they are not wet, like once the plant is watered, they will die, so the plant will suffer from that. And it is in case of this plant, it is really important because, as you can see, the diameter of the pot is even smaller than the diameter of the plant itself. So it is even better to soak the pot in a bowl of water and then remove it, so that to make sure that all the roots get the water. I don't think I forgot about anything. Maybe fertilizer. I don't fertilize my cacti. I do it very occasionally. I know that other cacti growers are fertilizing their cacti, so maybe it's time for me to start doing it, because I do it very occasionally, and I do it with a 20-20-20 fertilizer, which means balanced. The NPK ratio is balanced. I think that's it. I hope you like my Mammillaria hahniana. It's a really beautiful cactus. I like it a lot. I like the hair that it produces. It's very hairy. It's a beautiful plant, and I hope you like it too. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great afternoon.